Good morning. It's Audrey June, aka Soft Child Oracle, and I'm here today in a state of serenity. After doing my activation, I just feel a lot better, and I'm hoping that with this energy coming in, I know I keep talking about coming in, this energy is here. We are literally at that moment. Things are breaking apart with Uranus. And we're reintegrating and we're cleansing and we're releasing and we're laughing and we're in joy. So today what I wanted to focus in on is joy, right? What is it that we can do to maintain our joy? How do we come back to ourselves and ground ourselves to Gaia and just realize that we're in a beautiful moment? All of these worldly cares, this matrix stuff, they are all an illusion, right? So I'm going to pull from my Dreamtime Oracle, and I'm going to ask Gaia to speak to me today. How can we maintain our joy and just remember who we are meant to be, the innocence of the heart, the compassion of unconditional love. Yes, there is a place for darkness. Yes, we can integrate that darkness. But at this moment, how do we maintain our joy? So I've got Thirsty Earth. This is the message from Gaia today. And if you look at this card, what I notice immediately, of course, is the root structure coming out in through the tree and what looks like a moon. It's illuminating, it's full. The tree is full of life. The boughs are reaching upward. And the energy is all connected. So let's see what our Dreamtime Oracle has to say about this card. Thirsty Earth. Once there was a greedy frog, and he liked to take things that other animals needed. One day he decided to collect all the water from the creek and store it in his giant mouth, leaving all the other animals with nothing to sustain themselves through the hot summer. As the animals in the land got thirstier through the heat of the hot, dry summer, they got together to beg him to release the water from his giant mouth. But they got no reply, as his mouth was so full that he couldn't talk. To me, this really signifies the world that we're living in. Capitalism, the 1%. One day, as the animals were dehydrated and close to death, suddenly the frog started to shudder and then began to hiccup. With the next hiccup, he could no longer hold the water in his giant mouth anymore, and the water came rushing out, his giant mouth filling the creek and bringing back life into the bush again. The frog quietly hopped away and was never seen again. Life is very busy for you, and sometimes you can burn the candle at both ends for too long, so that it eventually burns to the center and causes you pain as the flames scorch your fingers. Common sense says blow one end of the candle out to make it easier to manage, or better still, extinguish the candle altogether. Time to make some sensible decisions about your health, or you may quickly find yourself burnt out with very little energy to sustain the flame. So, to maintain our joy, right? Let's go back to the question at hand, and let's think about the frog. And let's think about our own sovereign, creative power. The frog, to me, is societal expectations. It's the matrix. It's the world telling us that these are the things that we need. And we get so caught up and so busy feeding this world that we become like the frog. We hold everything, all our joy inside, and we forget that we are free. It is time for us to live in joy and to feel our freedom pulsing throughout our body. Not only that, but Gaia is ready to rise again. Gaia is not liking how unnatural this world has become. And the people themselves don't like how unnatural this world has become. People are awakening within themselves. People are standing up against the injustice, the unfair systems. So to me, the thirsty earth is just a reminder that we cannot limit ourselves, that we cannot focus on the wrong things, that we need to take care of our real needs, our spiritual needs, our relational needs, the people who nourish us. We need to make sure that they know how we feel about them. So I'm going to pull another card, but this time I'm going to pull from the Angels and Oracle deck. And I'm going to ask the same question. How do we express our joy? How do we keep it to the forefront of our consciousness and live in our joy? Not only in moments, but that pure, uninhibited freedom. How do we live that freedom without constraints? Because we are unconstrained, unconditional love. Any restraints that are put upon us, we accept. So how do we go back to our own innocence? I know I've asked that question before, but it's strong on my own. Because innocence is joy. That's too many. Okay. So this one jumped out right away. Move beyond ancestral patterns, right? So we need to be able to get past, again, this comes back to what we were talking about yesterday with healing our inner child, healing our bloodline. So in order for us to live in our joy, we must rebel against what we've been doing, what our families do. Any of that negativity, like the system itself, to move beyond ancestral patterns. Remember that we are our own creators. We are the alchemist. So that's what this card is telling us, to move beyond that, to heal the bloodline. Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. So to me, this is receptiveness. We can see the green all surrounding him and the chalice. So the Medicine Guardian is reminding us that we need to be open to what's coming in. We need to be open to the energies. We need to reintegrate. We need to just feel our sovereign divinity, and we need to heal ourselves. Once again, we need to heal ourselves to live in joy. And then the Shaolin Master. I'm laughing because I got this card recently. So the Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. This is remembering to flow with life. Remembering to take those moments of pause, being intentional, to move away from reaction, and to just take those moments to get grounded back into Gaia, and to just look around us and to feel how beautiful this world is. Right? So all of these cards, again, are reminders. The universe is within us. Gaia is within us. It's time for us to reconnect with that which is beautiful. It's so important, especially if you're somebody who lives in a city, to be able to move around and to get outside the constraints of the noise pollution, the hustle, the bustle, the concrete, And even if you can't get into a physical reality, like a physical place, through meditation you can, even on a hardwood floor. My love always says that. He tells me that we're lucky when we have hardwood floors because we can reconnect directly to spirit through the wood, through the DNA, through the genetic memory. So, looking at all these, the one thing that really, if we think back to Thirsty Earth, it's about not allowing the bondage to free our mind, to flow with the universe, to see the synchronicities and to be open to the healing that's taking place around us, and to move beyond those things that we have been programmed by. Om Mane Padme Hum. Om Mane Padme Hum. Breathe. It's beautiful to be alive. We can overcome anything as long as we understand the freedom of our own minds. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. I love you. Like, share, and subscribe. Namaste.